teams, as I said, are with us. And the team news is as follows. Ronald Koeman has gone with, in goal is number 1, Bart Verbruggen. Number 22 is Denzel Dumfries. Number 4 is Virgil van Dijk. Number 6 is John Paul van Hekke. Number 15, Mickey van der Ven. Number 8 is Ryan Gravenberg. Number 21, Frankie de Jong. Number 14 is Tijani Reinders. Number 18 is Daniel Marlin. Number 19 is Brian Brobby. And number 11, Cody Gakpo. For Sweden, recently appointed head coach Graham Potter has gone with the following. Number 23, Christopher Nordfeldt. Number 2 is Gustav Lagerbielke. Number 4 is Isaac Hin. Number 3 is the captain Victor Lindelof. Number 6, Jasper Karlström. 21 is Alexander Bernhardsson. Number 10 is Benjamin Nygren. 18 is Yasin Ayari. Number 5 is Gabriel Goodmanson. 17, Victor Jokeres. And number 9 is Alexander Isak. For the Dutch, the substitutes. The 2 goalkeepers are 13 Robin Reefs and 23 Mark Flecken. They are joined by Jorel Hatto, Lucharel Gertrude, Nathan Ake, Matt Swiefer, Guus Thiel, Teun Koopmeiners, Martin de Roon, Noah Lang, Crescencio Somerville, Justin Kluivert, Wout Weghorst and Memphis Depay. And for the Swedes, Jacob Riddle Zetterstrom and Victor Johansson are the goalkeeping substitutes, joined by Daniel Svensson, Hjalmar Ekdal, Carl Starfelt, Eric Smith, Herman Johansson, Lucas Bergvall, Ken Semmer, Matthias Svanberg, Besford Sinelli, Elliot Stroud, Taha Hali, Anthony Elanga and Gustav Nielsen. Your referee this afternoon will be familiar to you if you follow the English Premier League. It is Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver has his season ticket about 10 seats along from where I sit at St James's Park in Newcastle. The VAR this afternoon is the Australian referee, also a Premier League regular in Jared Gillett. Just about ready to get underway here. The Dutch are in their traditional all bright orange kit, which means Sweden are in their second kit this afternoon, which is dark blue with yellow trim. So I'm not guaranteeing a few goals, but fingers crossed. The tournament's been full of goals. Another day yesterday. And the Dutch, who will be kicking towards the goal on our right hand side, are ready to get us underway here. Group F action you are listening to. Off-stream, studio-based audio of Netherlands against Sweden. All of this action will be available through your local broadcaster. Referee has got the nod off the TV man down here on the side of the pitch. The Dutch waiting to kick us off. A couple of changes here. Crescencio Somerville has dropped down to the bench. Brian Brobby's got the nod. Big Swedish defenders might be the issue there. Brian Brobby, who had a great season with Sunderland. We are underway here in Houston. Group F, Netherlands, Sweden. Netherlands play the ball at the right hand side and win an early throw in, which Dumfries is going to launch into the penalty area. It's helped on towards goal. And it's gone out. Cody Gakpo was trying to keep that ball in, but it's gone out for a goal kick to Sweden. Sweden will be very much looking to build on that 5-1 win against Tunisia. It's put them in a great spot for potential qualification. If they can pick up a point here, they will almost certainly be through. They've got Japan to come on match day 3. Netherlands with Tunisia to play. So can't be too complacent, the Dutch, with just 1 point in the bag. If they only draw this one or lose, that Tunisia game suddenly becomes a little bit nervy for the Orange. Nordfeldt knocks the long ball forward Looking for Isaac. It's picked up in the right back area by the Dutch. Dumfries knocks it long into the penalty area. Isaac Hayne just temporarily lost track of the ball, but he then regains his bearings. Final touch comes off a Dutch player, and it's a throw in to Sweden in the left back area in the hands of the Leeds United man Gabriel Gudmundsson. Gudmundsson with a long throw up the line. Header won by John Paul van Hecke. Isaac chests it down. Gyökeres has it. Isaac is fouled as he challenged in the air. John Paul van Hecke, who sported a big black eye today, did just give Alexander Isak a nudge in the back. Van Hecke can be a combative character. Not afraid to mix it up with the opposition forwards at all, John Paul van Hecke. Obviously been the subject of a big money transfer to Tottenham Hotspur this week from Brighton and Hove Albion. Sweden have knocked it back to the goalkeeper, Nordfeldt. Nordfeldt, this time Isak gets the flick on. Gyökeres is offside from the flick. Virgil van Dijk just stepped forward at the right time as Isak flicked that on. All of these defenders and forwards will be very familiar with each other from the Premier League clashes. Mickey van de Ven, John Paul van Hecke, Virgil van Dijk taking on Gyökeres, Isak, Yassin Ayari. A lot of Premier League influence in this game, which is 3 minutes old and is scoreless here in Houston. The roof is closed today, so it's a very mild, temperate kind of atmosphere. Shouldn't be any problem for the players. Long ball forward into the Swedish penalty area. Gakpo on the chase, but good defending from Isaac Hayne. Just sees it out for a goal kick. In fact, it was Ryan Gravenberch who'd made that forward run. Ronald Koeman down there on the Dutch bench. Got a little bit of stick after that Japan game for what were perceived to be defensive substitutions towards the end. Brought in a couple of centre-backs, which ultimately didn't work as Japan equalised from a set-piece right at the end. Van Hecke gets the ball down, just knocks it forward. Brobbey with a takedown on his chest into the path of Daniel Marlin. Swedish defender gets in. Yassin Ayari it was with a touch. It's out for a throw-in. Dumfries. Marlin picks it up, gives it square to Gravenberch. Gravenberch moves it on into the centre circle to his skipper Virgil van Dijk. Van Hecke, right hand side Dumfries. Defensive shape from Sweden, sends the Dutch back into their own half. First touch for Bart Verbruggen. Up to the left hand side this time, Mickey van de Ven playing on that left side. Obviously, usually a centre back for Tottenham Hotspur. Robbie does well. Now he has a chance for the Dutch to attack. Left hand side, Gakpo into the penalty area. Low cross in, chance, 1-0. Brian Brobbey taps in from 3 yards. First chance of the game. The big Sunderland striker slotted in. It's a really good goal. Beautifully worked. The first real attacking move of the game. And it's led to an opening goal. Well, I told you we might get goals. We've had one after 5 minutes here in Houston. The sea of orange bounces around the Houston Stadium. Brian Brobbey with the initial touch. It's a really good touch. Tijani Reinders then plays Gakpo in. Gakpo slides it across the face of goal. And Brian Brobbey, from no more than 4 yards out, slips the ball beyond Christopher Nordfeldt. And the Dutch are off to an absolute flyer, and that can only do this game the power of good. It's Netherlands 1, Sweden 0. Just what we needed here for the neutral. The Dutch are in front. Brian Brobby with the goal. Just a second international goal for Brobby on this, his 14th appearance for Orangi. He enjoyed it as well. Sweden come forward. Yorker is shot. Good save. Saved by the feet of Verbruggen. This game is suddenly wide open. It was just a simple ball. Split the defenders. Yorker is down the inside right channel. Struck a low shot. Struck it well. Saved by the feet of Bart Verbruggen. It's a corner kick to Sweden. Really good start here in Texas. Corner kick, left-hand side. Right arm in the air is the signal. It's taken short. Nygren into Hayne, and Hayne didn't want it, and Nygren was offside. Sweden made a right mess of that. Gone for the short corner, and when the corner was taken back to the corner taker, Nygren was offside. Then I think Hayne was offside. It was an all-round mess from Sweden. Disappointing. First opportunity. Eight minutes gone. Netherlands 1, Sweden 0. The only time these two have met before in this competition. Actually finished goalless back in 1974. So we're already off to a better start than that. That was the year that Netherlands made the final and lost versus Germany. One of their 3 runners-up in this tournament. That game also, by the way, was the debut of the Cruyff turn. Something that we've probably all tried to varying degrees of success. Johan Cruyff pulled that off in that Sweden game 1974. Wonder if we'll get one tonight here in Houston. The Dutch have a free kick in the centre circle. High feet by the Swedes. Taken quickly out to Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries looks forward, assesses his options, then turns and rolls it back to Jean-Paul van Hekke. The Dutch a little bit more relaxed now. Got the early goal into the feet of Brobby. Brobby does well. Gravenberch is in the penalty area. Square ball, it's cleared away. Hacked up in the air by Gudmundsson. Sweden wobbling again here. Good play. Brian Brobby started really well. Sweden are known, the 3 big centre-backs for Sweden are a real rock on which they build their performance. And Brobby is having none of that today. So far. He's getting in front, he's holding the ball up. Absolute menace from the Sunderland striker. Dutch in possession, left-hand side, Van de Ven. For Gakpo, Brobby on the half turn. No foul. Wow, Brobby looked like he got away from Isaac Hayne then, who just held on to him. Then Lager Bielka tries to clear. He's closed down by Brobby. And the final touch is off the goal scorer. And it is a throw into Sweden, down by their own right back corner flag. 10 minutes on the clock. Netherlands 1, Sweden 0. Really promising start here on match day 2 in Group F. Van Dijk, who was one of the scorers against Japan in the Dutch opening game. Might have got the second goal for Sensuous Somerville, not on the pitch to start this one. But you can't argue with Ronald Koeman's decision so far. Dumfries out to Marlon, goes for the 1-2. Marlon's going to get round Gudmundsson. Cross comes into the back post, it's headed down. Keeper gets there. More trouble for Sweden at the back. The little 1-2. Marlon had the pace to get away from Gudmundsson. Stood the cross up to the back post. Cody Gakpo with a header. But it was collected by Nordfeldt. Nordfeldt just goes long for Sweden. Gyökeres can't collect. Netherlands have it back. Dumfries again. Dumfries with the ball into the penalty area. Gakpo at the back post is just beaten to it by Alexander Bernardsson, and it's out for a corner kick. Dutch are asking all the questions here. Marlon made a run, took the defender away. And Dumfries puts it in a really good area. Bernardsson put it out for a corner kick, left-hand side for the Dutch. Their first corner of the game. Robbie is around Nordfeldt, the goalkeeper. Van Dijk is in the centre box, headed away. York Harris is back there doing the defending. Throw in to the Dutch, level with the edge of the penalty area. Mickey van der Ven, another who's been the subject of transfer speculation this week. Barcelona after the services of Van der Ven. Attempted cross from Gakpo, he's got that one all wrong. Put it behind for a goal kick to Sweden. We played 12 and a half minutes. This studio-based soft tube commentary. It is Netherlands 1, Sweden 0 in Group F. Gravenberch has it for the Dutch. They come forward on the left-hand side. Long diagonal is intercepted by Lagerbielke. Gravenberch again. Sweden struggling. Just to gain any possession here. Van Dijk sends it out to Dumfries. Dumfries out to Marlon, right-hand side. Marlon back in field to Gravenberch. Looks for the little ball around the corner. It's going to be kept alive by the Dutch. Reinders does well. Or it doesn't quite stay in. I thought Tijani Reinders had kept that ball from going out for a goal kick, but might have been offside actually. Sweden will get the free kick in their own penalty area. Taken short by Nordfeldt. Hayne to the right-hand side of the back three for Lagerbielke. Lagerbielke, poor pass, the Dutch have it back. Dutch come again, now they've got numbers forward. Into the penalty area, shooting chance. Shot's blocked. Just wanted too many touches there, did Reinders. 2 or 3 opportunities to get the shot off. By the time he decided to, the defender was right on top of him. Swedish defenders were backing off too. It was Lagerbielke who made the challenge. And the final touch came back off to Tijani Reinders, the Manchester City player, and out for a goal kick to the Swedes. The Swedes living dangerously here in the opening quarter of an hour. 1-0 behind. Struggling to get any kind of forward momentum here against a vibrant Dutch outfit. Ball had gone flat there. Christopher Nordfeldt just pointing out to Michael Oliver. We've got a replacement ball. We are back underway. Sweden sent it up the right-hand touchline, but it's picked up by the Dutch, and Van Hecker in field to Gravenberch, and Gravenberch moves it on to Van der Ven. Van der Ven in that unfamiliar left-back role. Back in field to Gravenberch. Marlon's got a little bit of space Dumfries on the overlap. Dumfries with the low cross. Chance! 2-0! It's another one. Brian Brobby's got a second. Oh, it's far too easy for the Dutch. Brian Brobby has slid home from an almost identical position. 4 yards out. This time it was just a little faint touch. It's rolled beyond Christopher Nordfeldt into the far corner. Denzel Dumfries will get the assist for the low cross. Marlon on the half turn. Slides Dumfries down the side of the penalty area. Dumfries with a cross. Little touch off the defender on its way through. And Brian Brobby from 4 yards out slides it into the bottom corner. Netherlands 2, Sweden 0. 17 minutes gone. And the Dutch are firmly in control here now in Houston. Nordfeldt has to spin that out to Goodmanson. Goodmanson does well to win his side of throw-in. Lindelof has given it back to Nordfeldt. No kind of response by Sweden to going 1-0 down. Will there be a response to going 2-0 down? Long ball forward from Nordfeldt, looking for Yorkeridge. Van Dijk with a header. Drops to Frankie de Jong. Free kick is given the way of the Dutch. Out to Dumfries. Van Hekke, de Jong, Dumfries. Nice little triangle there from the Dutch. Oozing confidence now. Ronald Koeman's side. Dumfries, right hand side, just short of the halfway line. Back to Van Hekke. Dumfries has it again. Denzel Dumfries, a constant threat up this right hand side, really attacking fullback. 11 goals in his 73 caps. He's added another assist to his tally here with that low cross for Brian Brobby. De Jong on the half turn, centre circle. Support here from Gravenberch. Gravenberch has got a ton of options. Goes wide right to Marlon. Marlon with a nutmeg on Goodmanson, but couldn't get round the Leeds United player. Jesper Karlström tries to clear for Sweden. Can't get hold of the ball though, it's all the way through to the goalkeeper. And it's too easy for the Dutch just to play around Alexander Isak. And back in safe possession. Clock is about to hit 20 minutes here. Netherlands 2, Sweden 0. 2 Brian Brobby goals. Have the Dutch firmly in control. Gakpo tries to take on Bernardsson up that left hand side. Final touch comes back off Gakpo. It's a throw in to Sweden. Sweden just give the ball away again though. Real poor quality this from Sweden. De Jong. Into the feet of Gakpo. Gravenberch then loses out. Reinders tried to get at it. Maybe Sweden can break. No foul. Oh, foul has been given by Michael Oliver, but not the way I thought it was. It was Nygren on Dumfries is what the referee's given. Dutch thought they could have had an advantage there too. Not to be. Yeah, maybe Benjamin Nygren just pulled Ryan Gravenberch to the floor once he'd surrendered possession. centre circle with De Jong, up to Brobbey. His feet exactly where he wants it. This time draws a foul. Lagerbielke. You can sense the panic amongst the Swedish defence when the ball goes up to the feet of Brian Brobbey. They just don't know how to deal with him physically. Free kick to the Dutch, midway inside the Swedish half, central position. Chance to put more pressure on the Swedish backline. It's swung out to the left-hand side. Gakpo, cross comes in, headed away by Lindelof. Reinders helps it back in, headed away by Isaac Hayne. Gravenberch with a header, helped on by Van Dijk, and then a foul. Denzel Dumfries, who was up there, has fouled Alexander Bernardsson. And it's a free kick to Sweden in their own penalty area. 22 minutes on the clock. We will be approaching the hydration break. In fact, I think we have reached the hydration break. And an absolute perfect first quarter for the Dutch. They could not have drawn that up any better. Ronald Koeman just feeling a little bit of pressure. He'll be absolutely delighted with what he's seen. Brian Brobbey with 2 goals. 5 minutes in, slid in a low cross from Cody Gakpo. And 16 minutes in, slid in a low cross from Denzel Dumfries. Other action around this tournament this evening. We'll see the second game in this group between Tunisia and Japan. That one is, I think, the late game tonight, actually. Before that, a couple of other important games. Really looking forward to the next kick-off, which is Germany and Ivory Coast. And then in between that, in the Tunisia-Japan game, we'll see Ecuador take on Curacao. Strange all day yesterday. The Miguel Almiron sending off was a talking point. Another new rule. USA went marching on with a 2-0 win against Australia. Brazil finally joined the party with a relatively comfortable 3-0 win against Sweden, and Morocco, who've looked good so far, managed to squeeze past Scotland by 1-0. This one being thoroughly dominated by the Dutch. Quarter-finalists in 2022. This is their 12th appearance in this tournament. As I mentioned earlier, 3 times runners-up. The last one of those being in 2010. Sweden also been runners-up in this, but it was way back when they hosted in 1958. Quarter-finalists in 2018 when they lost to England and did not qualify in 2022. So been a little while since Sweden have appeared on the biggest stage. We're back here in a mixed bag so far. Comprehensive 5-1 opening day winners against Tunisia, but up against it already here in Houston. They are 2-0 down. The Dutch have had 17 attacks to 1 of the Swedes. 4 shots, 3 on target. 1 shot, 1 on target for Sweden. That effort from Victor Gyökeres. Everyone is rehydrated and ready to get back underway here. And we'll restart with a free kick to Sweden, knocked long by Christopher Nordfeldt, the goalkeeper. Up that right-hand side, Bernardsson chases Mickey van der Ven. Van der Ven clears it up the line, but Sweden have it back. Chance to put a few passes together in an advanced area for Sweden. On the overlap and run goes Nygren. Tries to turn the cross in, well defended. Tijani Reinders was back there helping his team out. Sweden have it back. Ayari, little 1-2. at the feet of Karlström into the penalty area. That one is blocked by Ryan Gravenberch. Yassin Iari, who got 2 goals against Tunisia. Didn't celebrate them. His mother was born in Tunisia. Yassin Iari, respectful celebrations for his 2 goals. And this is going to be a position in which Sweden are a threat. They have a throw in. Level with the edge of the 6-yard box, right hand side. Long throw, helped on by Hayne. Shots blocked. Lindelof, it might have been who got the shot off. There was some half-hearted appeals in there for a penalty. I think maybe the final touch has come off a Swedish player, because I thought it was a corner. Oh, it's hit his own player in the face, yeah. Jesper Karlström's hooked it goalwards. And it's hit Victor Lindelof in the face and gone away for a goal kick to the Netherlands. Slightly unfortunate there, Sweden. Set pieces are going to be something that they will have focused upon to cause the Dutch a problem. But Japan scored from that corner kick late in the game. Van Hekke, big switch out to Cody Gakpo, left hand side. Gakpo comes in field, looks for support, just drops the ball off to De Jong. Van Hekke. Van Hekke tries the big switch again. That one wasn't as good. Sweden try and break. Poor pass. Really poor pass from Bernardsson. It's just giving the ball straight back to the Netherlands. Gakpo is going to try and run Lagerbielke. Gakpo comes in field. Swedes double up on him, send him back. De Jong to Van Hekke, who joins in the attack. Tried to find Gravenberch, and now Isak can break. Isak plays the ball forward to Gyökeres. Gyökeres has got men in the middle. He has a chance. Oh, terrible touch. Yassin Iari, 10 yards out. All he had to do was touch and finish. Tried to take it down on his chest and got it all wrong. Really good break from Sweden. Isak found Gyökeres. Gyökeres picked his head up, picked the right pass, swung it in to Yassin Iari. And the 22-year-old trying to take it on his chest, just got it a little bit wrong, through to the goalkeeper. Chance goes begging for Sweden. But just a warning sign that there will be a threat on the break. Sweden really do need the next goal in this game if we're going to stay competitive here in Houston this afternoon. Gakpo is well challenged this time by Bernardsson. Ball is with Isaac Hayne, the captain, into the feet of Karlström. Back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's all in silver, away to our left-hand side. Gudmundsson, Isak, Gyökeres. Sweden suddenly look a bit more lively here. And they've got a 2-on-2. Nygren into the penalty area again. It's not a great ball. He's trying to slide it in to the back post where Bernardsson was arriving. Mickey van der Ven was doing the defending this time. And suddenly Sweden are picking up a few pockets of space here and there, breaking some lines, getting in some good areas. Nygren again. Gyökeres into the penalty area. Shot comes in. That is going to go out for... Oh, it's just gone for a goal kick. Nearly went for a throw-in. Yassin Iari with a snapshot from 16 yards out. Another good move, though, from Sweden. Faster. Certainly asking a few more questions of the Dutch defence. "31 minutes gone. Netherlands 2, Sweden 0. 2 Brian Brobby goals in the opening 16 minutes here. All of this action available through your local broadcast. Ball is with Frankie de Jong. Gravenberch. Moved on to Van Dijk. Out to Van de Ven over on that far side. Van de Ven will just roll it back to Verbruggen. Verbruggen's clearance isn't the best. Challenge over on that far side is won by Lagerbielke, but he can just hook it back over his own head, out for a throw-in to the Dutch. Throw-in midway inside their own half, in the hands of Mickey van de Ven. Van de Ven up to Brobby. Brobby with a header on this time. It's a little bit too much on it. Van de Ven has it up to the feet of Brobby. Ball is back with Christopher Nordfeldt. Nordfeldt just rolls it out to Victor Lindelof. Lindelof looking for an option. Doesn't have an awful lot of movement forward. In fact, zero movement. Right hand side into the feet of Isak. Now he has a chance. Isak on the half turn. Gyökeres is in. Shot just poor. Second touch was the problem there from Victor Gyökeres. It's a good move, Isak. Nice little ball through the outside of his right foot. Isak's first touch was fine. Second touch couldn't get it out to his feet. And then did get his shot off, but it was more just rolled towards Bart Verbruggen as John Paul van Hecke came across to do the defending. Definitely more promising signs for the Swedes in the last few minutes, but they still trail by 2 Brian Brobby goals. It's Netherlands 2, Sweden 0. Frenkie de Jong, centre circle, goes right to centre back Van Hecke. De Jong gets it back. Little step over. Gets away from Karlström, goes to Gakpo. De Jong again, just starting to pull the strings, Frenkie de Jong. Van Dijk out to the left hand side and Van de Ven. Back to Virgil van Dijk. De Jong 35 yards out central. Van Dijk. Gakpo. Van de Ven back to Van Dijk. The Dutch just moving Sweden around here, trying to craft an opportunity. Frenkie de Jong. Gravenberch is an option. Gakpo made a run, was ignored. De Jong looks for the run of Marlon. Daniel Marlon made the diagonal run. Stretched, couldn't reach it. Ball bounces away for a goal kick to Sweden. 10 minutes to go in this first half. It's been thoroughly entertaining here in Houston. Netherlands 2, Sweden 0. Ball is on the right hand side for Sweden with Bernardsson. Look to turn it round the corner for Nygren. Nygren was never going to get there. It's watched out to play by Mickey van de Ven. Graham Potter down there, deep in conversation with his coaching team. He's got that black suit and black tie on again. Mildly funereal appearance from the ex-Chelsea and West Ham manager. Bit of a spiritual home for Graham Potter is Sweden. Spent 7 seasons at Östersund. Was very familiar with Swedish football and the Swedish people and culture. He settled into this job. Took over as they approached the playoffs. Got those wins against Poland and the Ukraine. Bernardsson. Right hand side, infield to Karlström. Sweden again just forced back. Lindelof to the feet of Gyökeres. Now that's better. AR, he's got loads of options. Alexander Isak Moves it on to Gyökeres. Good save for Bruggen. Away to his left-hand side. Kept alive. Bernardsson. Time to cross. Poor ball in. Headed away by Frankie de Jong. Sweden coming again though. Jesper Karlström. Lindelof. Ayari. Having a good old scrap in there with Gravenberch. Gravenberch wins it. And it's brought away by Denzel Dumfries, who tidies up for the Netherlands. Rolls the ball across to Mickey van de Ven. Gyökeres for the second time today, forcing Bart Verbruggen into a save. Sweden will be very much ruined that stodgy opening quarter of an hour here, because they've been well and truly in this since. Frankie de Jong. Van de Ven will try and run up that left-hand touchline. Van de Ven. Great pace from Van de Ven in towards the near post. Hacked clear by Victor Lindelof. Gakpo has it. Gakpo tries a little flip-flap far side. Doesn't pull it off. Gravenberch to Reinders. Moved on to Marlin. Marlin's got options. Marlin with a dink cross over the top. Cleared away by Bernardsson. Gravenberch on his chest, 25 yards out. Turns away from Gyökeres. De Jong moved it on. Van de Ven, left-hand side, Gakpo. Dutch in the ascendancy. Gakpo might ping one from the edge of the box. Good save, Christopher Nordfeldt. 22 yards out, Gakpo. Little worm burner. Straight into the arms of the Swedish goalkeeper. .38 minutes played. Netherlands 2, Sweden 0. A lot of good football being played here. A lot of chances being created. Five shots now for the Dutch. In fact, 5 shots each. 4 on target for the Dutch, 2 for Sweden. Van Dijk has it. Gives it out to Mickey van de Ven. Van Hekke. On to Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong just 28 yards out, central area. Reinders moves it on to Gakpo. Gakpo's going to do Bernardsson. Chance back post, or it's a missed header from Dumfries. It's going to be a free header, couldn't quite climb enough. Another let off there for Sweden. Now then, they've given it away. Marlin's in the penalty area. Marlin all the way across. Oh, Brian Brobby can't believe he hasn't completed his hat-trick. It would have been an identical goal to the first two. Daniel Marlin's low cross was just too far in advance with Brian Brobby. Even Gakpo at the far side was there too. It's evaded everybody and got out for a goal kick to Sweden. Five minutes left of the opening 45 here in Houston. Sweden on the attack, left-hand side, Gudmundsson. Into Karlström. Isak Hane. A little bit of space out on the right for Bernardsson. Drops it off to Lagerbielke. Lagerbielke, the big number 2. Here's the right side of that back 3 for the Swedes. Victor Lindelof. Isak on the half turn. He has a shooting opportunity. Shot deflection over the top. I think it's come off a Sweden player as well. A goal kick's been awarded. It's Yasin Ayari who's had the shot. And Ayari's shot has hit the heels. In fact, I don't think it's touched anybody on the way through. There's a rise in effort from 20 yards from Yasin Ayari. Bart Verbruggen just pulled his hand away at the last minute as that one went over the top. But it's another shot for Sweden. definitely think they're not out of this. If they score next, it'll be game on here. And they've certainly got the firepower to do it. Isaac Gyökeres et al. For the blue and yellows. Virgil van Dijk allows Frenkie de Jong to take over in that quarterback role for the Dutch. Good role to play here in the Houston Texans Stadium. Van Dijk, Mickey van der Ven, Cody Gakpo, Frenkie de Jong turns away from Karlström, one way then the other, swaps passes with Reinders. Gravenberch allows it to run across his body. It's picked up by Dumfries. Right hand side, 30 yards from goal. Denzel Dumfries, Inter Milan player. Into the centre circle, Virgil van Dijk. Jean-Paul van Hecke. This is good from the Dutch. Marlon tries to get away from Lindelof, does so. Chance for Dumfries for the cross. Oh, hits the defender and it's nearly through to Gakpo at the back post. Those low crosses are causing mayhem for the Swedish defenders. This time Christopher Nordfeldt was able to pounce on it as it made its way across his 6-yard box. Gakpo was waiting for that for the tapping at the back post. We've got 2 minutes left of this first half. Here comes Sweden. Gudmundsson on the drive. Tries to get away from a few people. Is fouled by Ryan Gravenberch. No yellow card. Good run that from Gudmundsson. To carry the ball 50 yards before getting a little nudge in the back from the Liverpool holding midfielder. And Sweden will fancy their chances from a set piece. Have a really good opportunity here to put the ball into a dangerous area, apply some pressure to this Orangi defence. Free kick is left of centre, round about 35 yards out, about 10 yards in from the touchline. And Benjamin Nygren, right arm in the air, is going to deliver with his left foot. Nygren into the middle, chance, goal! The flag stays down, Sweden have scored, and it's Lager Bielka with a goal. We knew set pieces were going to be a thing here. Oh, it's not been given, maybe. Referee's just having a word with Alexander Isak. This may have been disallowed. Swedish fans not happy. And I think it's going to be offside. Nobody got back onside there for Sweden. It was a little set move where everyone's kind of moved out and then moved back in again. But it doesn't look like to me any of the Swedish players got back onside. There was about 5 of them. Yeah, Michael Oliver confirms via VAR that Gustav Lager Bielka is offside and that goal won't stand. Sweden thought they had a lifeline on the stroke of half time. It'd been the perfect time to score. It's been chalked off. Gustav Lager Bielka in an offside position. And it remains Netherlands 2, Sweden 0. Can Netherlands compound that on the far side? Gakpo into the penalty area. His cross has evaded absolutely everybody. Alexander Isak with a bit of casual defending. Eventually it's out off the head of Van Hecke for a throw-in to the Swedes. We are 1 minute into 4 minutes of stoppage time. Dutch lead 2-0. Sweden with a goal disallowed in the shadow of half-time here in Houston. Again, that will give them hope though for these set pieces. Second half. They're on the attack here. Still a chance for Sweden to get one before the break. Nygren Gyökeres, Eari, fouled on the edge of the penalty area, and this will be a chance for Sweden. It's going to be a free kick. It's Brian Brobby. Denzel Dumfries was back there too. It's Dumfries who's committed the offence. Yasin Eari just skipped inside Dumfries. And this free kick is right on the edge of the box, 19 yards out, left of centre. And a real chance for Sweden now to get on the score sheet before half time. A committee of 4 so far for Sweden are over this. Isak Gyökeres. Eari has moved away. Nygren is the third member. I think it's between those 3. The Dutch have put up a 5-man wall, complete with a draft excluder in behind it. Isak is now moved away. So we're down to 2 options, which are Nygren, and I think it's going to be Viktor Gyökeres who's going to hit this. In stoppage time at the end of the first half. Sweden have a little mini wall of their own. 3 men in that. Gyökeres hits it! Oh, good save! Down to his left-hand side. Goes Bart Verbruggen for the 3rd time today. Good stop from the Dutch goalkeeper. Not the most power in the free kick. It was on the side that Verbruggen was standing to start with. Throw in though, far side. Sweden keep up the pressure. De Jong, edge of the box. Nygren with a shot. Got that all wrong. Caught it pretty well, but was never on target. Out for a goal kick to the Netherlands. Into the final minute of the stoppage time here. This has been so watchable. Really good game. In keeping with the majority of this tournament, it must be said. Football has been absolutely terrific so far. This game, no exception. Van Dijk is penalised for a foul on Gyökeres. If Sweden have time, they could launch this into the penalty area. They'll have to be quick. They've taken it quickly down the right-hand side. Bernardsson needs to get the ball into the box, and he hasn't done so. And that will probably be the last opportunity of this first half before Michael Oliver blows his whistle. Sweden still have it. Challenge comes in. Carlson, he has a chance. Oh, looking for Gyökeres, can't get there. Still kept alive, we play on. Gyökeres is in the penalty area. Sweden are wobbling here, it's pulled back. Shot comes in, oh what a save! That's a great save from Bart Verbruggen. That's his best one of the lot. It's Yasin Eari again. This time he's right down to his right-hand side. Gets a big hand on the ball that was sneaking inside the left-hand post. Ronald Koeman and his team are complaining about the time added on, which I am mildly surprised by. Yasin Eari's come within inches. Still we play on. Michael Oliver allows this corner kick to be taken. Corner comes in, punched away by the goalkeeper, and now the half-time whistle goes. In a grandstand finish to that half, Sweden have come close about 5 times to getting back into it. Lagerbielke's header chalked off by VAR. Gyökeres, Yasin Eari, all thwarted by Bart Verbruggen, but at half-time, 2 Brian Brobby goals in the opening 16 minutes is the difference. On 5 minutes, slid in a Cody Gakpo cross. On 16 minutes, slid in the Denzel Dumfries cross. Half-time here in Houston. It's been a great game. It's Netherlands 2, Sweden 0.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Welcome back to Houston, everybody. Just about ready for second half action here in Group F between Netherlands and Sweden. The Netherlands with a 2-0 half-time lead. 2 goals from Brian Brobby on 5 and 16 minutes being the difference. Sweden came into it as the game went on. Had a goal disallowed, VAR check right on half-time. Made a few chances themselves. Actually, Bruggen made 4 saves in that first half. So not without hope, Sweden. You feel like they do need to get the next goal here, though, in Houston, as we are just about ready to get underway. And Alexander Isak kicks us off. Sweden defending the goal away to our left-hand side. Ball is with Lindelof. Played forward, helped on by Nygren. Bernardsson moves it on into the penalty area. Smuggled clear by the Dutch. And then we're going to see a free kick to Johnny Reinders was fouled. Karlstrom was the man who's been penalised. Look particularly impressed with the decision, Jesper Karlstrom. There's been a half-time substitution. It was made by the Dutch. Crescencio Somerville, the man, has been slightly disappointed to have been left out, having scored in that first game against Japan. He's on, and he's replaced number 18, Daniel Marlin. Marlin had a decent game, maybe he's just feeling something. So Somerville for Marlin. The Dutch come forward with Van Hekke. Dumfries ball into the penalty area. It's helped up in the air by Lagerbielke. and smashed clear eventually by Bernardson. Collected by Van Dijk. Out to the far side. Gravenberch. On to Somerville, gets his first touch. Spins past a couple. Dumfries chance, 3-0. It's another replica. It's Denzel Dumfries with the assist, his second of the game. Crescencio Somerville was involved. Denzel Dumfries is the man getting all of the acclaim for his assist. The Dutch have got the third goal here, and that should probably be game, set and match. There will be a little VAR check. It's Cody Gakpo who's put it in at the back post. And if the VAR does not deem Gakpo to be offside, the Dutch have got themselves in an unassailable lead here in the 3rd minute of the second half. We'll just wait for Michael Oliver and Jared Gillett to check this. It looks like it's going to be given. Indeed it is. Cody Gakpo has made it 3-0 to the Dutch. Another assist for Denzel Dumfries. A 22nd international goal for the Liverpool striker. And the Dutch start the second half as they started the first. Netherlands 3, Sweden 0. Sweden in grave danger of wiping out their goal difference from that 5-1 win over Tunisia in that first game. Back in possession with Van Hecke. All 3 goals for the Dutch, absolutely identical. The first one from a low cross from the left-hand side. The second 2 low crosses from the right-hand side. A total finishing distance of about 9 yards between the 3 of them. Great centre-forward play though from Brobby and then Gakpo. Brobby plays in Gakpo again. Gakpo edge of the penalty area. Shot off. He was being held all the while by Lagerbielke, Cody Gakpo. Michael Oliver's done Sweden a favour there and allowing play to continue. Sweden have possession. Yasin Iari in the centre circle. Lindelof back to Iari. He's a Kane. Swedish skipper. Showed up his defence too well today. He has a chance though. Iari with a cross into the centre of the 6-yard box. It's a really dangerous area. Van Hecke and Gyökeres challenged together. Went over both of their heads. It's out on the far side. It will be thrown to Sweden. Somerville got the last touch over there. Lindelof. Isak comes deep. Iari again. Karlström stops it back into Iari. Karlström out to this right hand side, a little bit of space for Bernardson. Cross comes in. Van Hecke wins the first header. Lagerbielke turns it back into the penalty area. Van Dijk reacts quickest, heads the ball away, and it's a throw in to Sweden. Sweden, in fairness to the blue and yellows, have responded well to that third goal. Still on the offensive. Throw in. Goodmanson has come across to this right hand side in order to launch this long. Goodmanson sends it into the penalty area now. Headed on at the near post. Shooting chance, edge of the box. Shot is blocked. And then the ball returned in by Sweden. Was looking for Goodmanson on the right hand side. It was in advance of the Leeds United man. And out for a throw in to the Dutch. Should have taken it quickly and have given possession back to Sweden here. Ball at the feet of Jesper Karlström, the 31-year-old. Alexander Isak on the half turn tries to flick it round the corner for Gyökeres. Brought away by the Dutch, and then a foul on the far side and a yellow card. Crescencio Somerville was brought down. It's going to be Gabriel Goodmanson. He was going to be the first booking of the evening. And a yellow card for Goodmanson. Brandished by Michael Oliver. The Dutch take the free kick. Van Hekke. Across to Van Dijk. Back to the goalkeeper, Verbruggen. Long ball looking for Brobby. Hayne wins the header. Lindelof. Hayne goes long. Van Heck is up in front of Gyökeres. Now he has a chance for Sweden. Bernardsson. He's got loads of options, Bernardsson. Isak has ran offside. Now Isak gets it. Edge of the penalty area. Isak's made a right mess of that. Tried to roll the ball back to the edge of the box. Got it completely wrong. Alexander Isak. Dutch break. Somerville. Centre circle. Drives over the halfway line. Right to Gakpo. Gakpo into the box. Gakpo shifts. Hits. Scores 4-0. Cody Gakpo with his second goal of the second half. And the Dutch are absolutely flying here. Quick break. Crescencio Somerville did all the hard yards. The cameras turned to Alexander Isak, whose disastrous forward play gave the ball back to the Dutch and enabled them to break away. Really sloppy and lazy from Isak. Once again, Alexander Isak costing his team. Netherlands were on the break. And once Cody Gakpo had shifted that inside, there was only going to be one outcome. From 12 yards out, he's drilled it beyond Christopher Nordfeldt. 54 minutes on the clock here, and this is a procession in Houston. It's Netherlands 4, Sweden 0. Changes to be made by Sweden. Nygren and Karlström are off. As Graham Potter just shuffles his pack. Bernardsson has gone off too. The men on. For Sweden are Zanelli, Bergvall and Elanga. So 3 changes. Sweden are back in possession. And what can they do here to stem the tide of Dutch attacks? Sweden come forward on this right hand side with Anthony Elanga. Bergvall, edge of the penalty area. Chance, shooting chance. Oh, it's just over the top. Really good hit from Yassin Ayari. He's got a ton of shots off this afternoon, Yassin Ayari. That one has fizzed over the angle of post and crossbar. As the Swedes going to carry on attacking, there's no reason not to. They trail 4-0 here in Houston, 56 minutes on the clock. Dutch come forward again. This time Gakpo runs into a couple of players, but it lands at the feet of Robbie Gravenberch with a shot over the top. 25-yard effort from Ryan Gravenberch over the top of Christopher Norfeld's goal. Those three substitutes for Sweden. Besford, Zanelli on. Man who plays his football in Belgium with Union Saint-Gilloise. Then Lucas Bergvall of Tottenham and Anthony Elanga of Newcastle United. Sweden have it. Ball towards Alexander Isak, but intercepted by the Dutch. Out to the right hand side. Dutch have got a taste for more here. Dumfries. Somerville made a little run inside the fullback. Didn't get it. Reinders did. Isak, he has a chance. Elanga, he's going to have the pace. Elanga, one on Anthony Elanga, what a goal! Oh, it's a really good goal. Anthony Elanga has fired Sweden onto the score sheets here within 3 minutes of coming on. It's a really good Swedish goal. You can't say they haven't saved one. Been very offensive. Ball was won back in the Dutch half and suddenly breaks on. Alexander Isak releases Anthony Elanga. Elanga takes one touch, draws the keeper, left-footed finish. And Anthony Elanga is just going to keep the Dutch honest here. 58 minutes on the clock in Houston. What a game. I did tell you about an hour ago we'd see some goals, everybody. You can trust me. 59 gone. Netherlands 4, Sweden 1. All of this available on your local broadcaster. This is studio-based off-tube commentary. It's a great game. It's Netherlands 4, Sweden 1. De Jong and Reinders are off. Koopmeiners and Till are on for the Dutch. Are there any more goals? I would say so. There's got to be at least one or two more. We've got half an hour to go. Ball is back at the feet of the Dutch goalkeeper Bart Verbruggen. Eventually was beaten. He made a ton of saves today. Dutch come forward. Van Hekke. Out to the right hand side. Dumfries has to go back to his goalkeeper. The Dutch just will be a little bit wary of letting the Swedes get another one here. Swedes have caused problems. Elanga, that's a good ball for Iyari. Iyari's going to put Elanga in. Down the right hand side. Cross comes in. Good defending. Isak was across the near post. It's a great ball in from Anthony Elanga. Van Hekke is put it behind for a corner kick to Sweden. .62 on the clock. Sweden are making a bite back here in Houston. They're 4-1 down, but asking questions of this Dutch defence. Iyari's going to take this corner on the right hand side for the Swedes. Right arm in the air is the signal. Crowd scene on the penalty spot. Ball comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Van Dijk wins first contact. And then at the edge of the box, wasn't a great header from Bestford Sinelli. Maybe should have gone back to Ayari. He's put it behind for a goal kick. .62 on the clock. Netherlands 4, Sweden 1. On the attack come the Dutch right-hand side. Dumfries just drops it back off to Somerville. Somerville across to Mickey van der Ven. Into the penalty area for Brobby. Brobby swings the leg at it. Defender gets there at the same time. Victor Lindelof. Final touches off the Aston Villa man. It's going to be a corner kick to the Netherlands. Corner kick on the right hand side. I haven't had too many corners either way in this one. This time it's going to be the substitute Koop Miners who puts it in towards the penalty spot. Just a second corner of the game for the Dutch. 5th in total. Koop Miners swings it in towards the far post this time. Denzel Dumfries was never going to get there. Holds his hand up in acknowledgement to Tune Koop Miners. Seeing a little replay of whatever it was Alexander Isak did with the ball before, about 20 seconds before the Dutch were away and God had scored a 4th goal. .64 minutes on the clock here. This game has been wide open from the outset. We had a goal inside 5 minutes and the game has never looked back. Koop Miners. Oh, what a thumping challenge over there from Lagerbielke on Gakpo. Best tackle of the game from Gustav Lagerbielke. Smashed into Cody Gakpo. Won the ball, clean as a whistle. Proper tackle. Through in into the penalty area for Brobby. Not seen as much of Brian Brobby in this half. Hasn't menaced the 3 Swedish centre-backs as much as he did in the first period. Victor Lindelof. And Lagerbielke. Bergvall gets his first touch. And on the periphery since his introduction, because Bergvall, just 20 years of age. A lot of promise. Isak drops deep. Good ball into the feet of Gyökeres. Elanga can't turn it back towards Isak. But Bergvall is in with a tackle. Lagerbielke finds Isak on the right wing. Alexander Isak steps in field. Little 1-2 with Elanga. Isak beats Van der Ven to it. Isak with a cross towards the back post. It was just behind. There was 3 Swedish players in the box. Went behind all 3 of them. Threw it on the far side. It's gone the way of the Dutch. Good endeavour over there by Hustil. Hustil wears number 16 for the Dutch, a PSV Eindhoven player. This is his 8th cap. Midway through the second half now, the hydration break will be upon us presently. Ball played forward for Brobby's into the penalty area. Oh, thought about pulling the trigger, sniffing a hat-trick. His recycled possession and is also offside. The flag goes up belatedly against Brian Brobby. Sweden take the free kick quickly to the goalkeeper, Nordfeldt, who's now been beaten 5 times in this tournament. Netherlands 4, Sweden 1. Ball out on the right hand side. Elanga goes for the give and go with Bergvall. He's going to get there too. Oh, he's absolutely done Mickey van der Ven. Low cross comes in, cleared by Van Hekke. That's a great bit of skill from Anthony Elanga. Mickey van der Ven did not see which way Anthony Elanga went there. It wasn't a Cruyff turn. It was a little back heel through the legs of Van der Ven. Sweden are still coming. Isak, edge of the penalty area. Looks for the third man running, Yasin Yari, cleared away. Sweden have got a load of men forward here. Ziyari again. Isak Haynes up in the attack. Swaps passes with York Erez. Isak Haynes, left hand side. He has a chance for the cross to come in. Low ball in, it's across the face of the goal. And there's no one there to tap it in for Sweden. It's a really nice ball in from Gudmundsson on that left hand side. He really expected somebody to be in there, and had every right to as well. But it's gone all the way across the face of the 6-yard box. And out for a goal kick. And this has just been a wide open game of football from start to finish here. We are 3/4 of the way through. We have reached the second half hydration break. And this has been some spectacle here in the Houston Stadium in this Group F match between Netherlands and Sweden. It is currently, with a quarter of the game to go, Netherlands 4, Sweden 1. Take you through the goal scoring action. 5 minutes. Brian Brobby gave the Dutch the lead. Cody Gakpo with a run down the left hand side, a low cross which Brobby slid home from 4 yards. It was 2-0 on 16 minutes. Brobby from just about the exact blade of grass inside that 6-yard box. Slid it in. This time it was Denzel Dumfries with the low right-footed cross. Cody Gakpo then made it 3-0 on 49 minutes. Low cross from the right-hand side. Denzel Dumfries. Cody Gakpo slid it in with his left foot. And then Cody Gakpo added a 4th on 54 minutes. Mistake from Alexander Isak in a Sweden attack. Suddenly, Netherlands were on the break. Gakpo shifts inside, drills it into the bottom right-hand corner of Christopher Nordfeldt's goal for 4-0. And then Anthony Elanga with a really good goal for Sweden. Alexander Isak with the assist. Nicely weighted through ball. Anthony Elanga was away and gone. Showed a clean pair of heels to the Dutch defenders. And then a left-footed finish from 20 yards out. Really good goal to get Sweden a goal they've actually fully deserved going forward. I'll see if I can dig you out the XG numbers on this game. 238 for the Netherlands, 0.87 for Sweden. I think that's low for Sweden. For Bruggen, I remember making 5 saves at a minimum. The VAR disallowed goal, which obviously won't go on the XG numbers, but still. I think Sweden be under 1 XG is a little bit harsh because they fully contributed to this. They just were caught by a lot of quality Dutch play in that first half. Remember to catch all of this action with your local broadcaster. You are listening to independent studio-based off-tube commentary of Netherlands versus Sweden in Group F here. Still to come tonight, Ecuador, Curacao, Tunisia, Japan and Spain, Saudi Arabia. As Ronald Koeman's going to make another change here. Brian Brobby, the 2-goal hero, is off. And Brian Brobby is going to be replaced by Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay, the all-time leading goal scorer for the Dutch. 55 goals Memphis has in the Orange. Actually 4th on the all-time appearance list too for the Dutch, chasing down Wesley Sneijder. Sneijder on 134, Memphis on 110. So still time for Memphis to catch him up. Sweden on the attack again. Everyone is successfully rehydrated in this 20 degrees air-conditioned stadium. Foul. Ayari was fouled by Cody Gakpo. Gakpo got the first challenge in, and then Justil just finished him off over there. Sweden have a free kick, central area, 45 yards out. Too far out for a shot. The chance to dink it in. Zanelli headed away. Gravenberg was back there doing the defending. I think Dumfries actually won the header. Throw into Sweden though. Another chance to launch one into the box. Gudmundsson, the long throw man. Zanelli shows short. Gudmundsson shakes him off, goes deep. Back out to Bergvall. Bergvall, nice pass outside of his foot, down the channel to Isaac Hayne. He needs to be in the box and out on the left wing, the big skipper. Ball into the penalty area again. This time is headed away by Gravenberg. And a foul is awarded by Michael Ovler. Mickey van der Ven went to ground under a challenge from Victor Lindelof. Netherlands have a free kick. Netherlands are not remotely slowing this game down. It's hand on ball and play again from the Dutch. Brought out of the back by Virgil van Dijk. On the half turn is Gakpo. Gakpo's got support both ways. Into the feet of Memphis. Memphis, good defending. Strong defending from Lagerbielke. Ball is played up to the feet of Gyökeres as well. Turns it inside to Ayari. Heavy touch. One of the very few mistakes Yasin Ayari's made today. It's been very good. And now he's going to foul and commit a yellow card offence too. It was all ever so slightly needless from Yasin Ayari. Was frustrated at having overrun the ball, so just trying to get back in and fouled Ryan Gravenberch. Unnecessary yellow, second of the game. Both have gone to the Swedes. Gabriel Gudmundsson was the first one. Dutch have it, Mickey van der Ven. Van der Ven just drops it square. Memphis comes deep for it. Somerville. Seen an awful lot of Somerville. Right hand side. Bergvall comes out to Van der Ven. Gakpo, left edge of the penalty area. Van der Ven on the overlap. He's done the old right foot onto left foot, shank it out for a goal kick trick. Something I think we can all empathise with. Lucas Bergvall was back there doing a little bit of defending. We are into the final 14 minutes here in Houston. I could watch this all night, by the way. It's been absorbing game of football. Ball played forward. Down the left-hand side for Koopmeiners to chase. Till down there, can't keep it in. Big lad, Till. 28 years of age. Strapping boy. Elanga. Down the right-hand side. Cross, headed away by Van Dijk. Isak collects it, edge of the penalty area. Bergvall. Isak into the box this time. Ball towards the back post. Defender half cleared. Here's a chance for York Herres. Can't get it down. It wouldn't sit down for the Arsenal striker. Still alive though. Oh, referee's given a foul for a bit of shirt pulling. Sweden thought they were going to have another crack there. Memphis drew the foul. The chance there really was for Victor York Herres. She just wouldn't sit down for him. Sweden just ask a few more questions with the second goal. Now the Dutch come forward. Down the right hand side goes Somerville. Somerville with a cross. He's overhit it over the crossbar for a goal kick to Sweden. Ronald Koeman, plenty of selection options up front. We've kind of seen them all in the opening two games. Robbie, Somerville, Memphis being another option. That will enable the Dutch to play in a few different systems depending on the opposition. The ball is in the right back area for Sweden with Lagerbielke. Isak Haynes turned it back to the goalkeeper Nordfeldt. Had to be calm under pressure. Was, but then the clearance wasn't the best. Substitution for Sweden is going to see Yasin Ali replaced. Had a very good game, did Yasin Ari. He's going to be replaced by the number 26, Taha Ali. Taha Ali I watched come off the bench in a recent friendly against Greece for Sweden and was absolutely smoking hot in a little cameo appearance there. He's in possession now, corner of the box to Zanelli. Isak, edge of the box. He tries to play the little glory ball through to Elanga. It was a good idea. Took a touch off the defender, which just removed the pace from the ball. Back to Isak Haynes. Bergvall. Poor pass from Bergvall. Somerville collects. Somerville steps away from Zanelli like he wasn't there. Ball looking for Depay, unlucky. Oh, it's a bit of a wild challenge from Somerville. Gets away with it. Bergvall though brings it forward. Elanga's got space to run at Mickey van der Ven. This time he runs into Mickey van der Ven. And Bergvall with a studs up challenge was a little bit clumsy. Korkus Till. Oh, Cody Gakpo, in fact, the man who's gone down. Bergvall opens his arms to Michael Oliver. That is actually a definite foul. I don't know if it was a yellow card offence. Pretty on the line of a yellow card offence for Lucas Bergvall. Tottenham and Liverpool got a little bit of history between them quite recently. Bergvall did pick up a yellow card, by the way. I suspected as much. Raised boot. Van Dijk brings it out. Koopmeiners on the halfway line, left of centre. Slows it down, gives it back in to Van Dijk. Van Hecker back to Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners has just dropped in and split the two centre-backs. Now he's gone for the big diagonal. Looking for Gakpo. Gakpo looked offside, and indeed the flag does go up. Cody Gakpo just went a little bit too early. Eight and a half minutes left here in Houston. Netherlands 4, Sweden 1 is the score. Ball up to the feet of Isak. Bergvall. Helps it out to Lagerbielke. Mickey van der Ven, foul, straight through the back of Anthony Elanga. A little bit clumsy from van der Ven. Unnecessary. Mickey van der Ven, who's clocked the top speed of anyone in this match. About a 1 mile an hour faster than Anthony Elanga. 36.9 miles an hour, Mickey van der Ven. That's pretty quick. Good player to watch, Mickey van der Ven. Sweden have it. Zanelli. Elanga, chance to up the MPH here down the channel. Ball in towards the back post, over hit. Isak was in the middle. Taha Ali couldn't keep it in left hand side either. That was a bit more like the Premier League Elanga we've seen in terms of end product. Took his goal really well. The Dutch have a throw in on the right hand side. Denzel Dumfries. Memphis went down, wants a free kick. We'll have to settle for a throw in. Dumfries launches it up the line. He's Till wins the header. Final touch on that far side comes off Gudmundsson. It's another throw into the Dutch. The spectre of a fight back is just wading away now. I mean, you wouldn't have ruled it out when Sweden got one back. There was plenty of time left and they were making chances for fun, but time just slipping away now. Bergvall, you would rule out another goal though, the way this game's been. And Elanga is in possession. Swaps passes with Zanelli. Ali Tahar gets it far side. He's got support from Isak. Isak, shoot! Score! What a good save! Isak's tried to shape one into the upper 90 far corner. Verbruggen, full length, punches it away. It's another good stop. It's a really good save from Bart Verbruggen. Moved his feet, got across. Big right hand on it. I think Isak thought he picked out the top corner there. It's going to be a corner kick to Sweden, right hand side. Anthony Elanga will take. Right-footed away swinger. Goal scoring substitute. Elanga. Headed away. Van Dijk at the near post. Shooting opportunity from Zanelli. Saved by Verbruggen. Decent left-footed strike. Best forward Zanelli. 25 yards out. That was one of the more regulation saves Verbruggen's had to make. Little pause and plays. Virgil van Dijk is just feeding his right thigh. Last thing the Dutch need would be an injury to Virgil van Dijk. Just look like he's rubbing that thigh. I don't think it's a contact injury either. Maybe it's a muscle. Carrying on for the moment. The ball is in play. It's at the feet of the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's charged down by Gyökeres. The referee's given a free kick. For what reason I do not know, because I thought the ball was on the floor. Gyökeres charged the goalkeeper, blocked the ball, and the referee's given a free kick. Head scratcher. Free kick is taken. Long and right-footed by Verbruggen. Gakpo wins the header at the left-hand touchline, but can't direct it anywhere other than out for a throw-in inside the Swedish half, down in front of the Dutch. Technical area down there. It's back with Nordfeldt, who lifts it away left-footed. Header is won by Dumfries, but that's too heavy and is just going to bounce away safely for another goal kick to Sweden. 3.5 minutes of the 90 to go. Netherlands 4, Sweden 1. Group E action. Group F action as well, even. Tons of goals in this group. 10 on match day 1. 5 so far in the first game on match day 2. See if Japan and Tunisia can add a few more to the tally later on. Alanga. Overlapping run from Zanelli. That's good. Back in field to Alanga. Alanga looking for Isak. Might have been better off pulling the trigger there, Anthony Alanga. He's only 20 yards out, trying to slide it in to Alexander Isak. Hayne. Out to Gakpo. Gakpo's well challenged on this side by Lagerbielke. Second time today he's won a cruncher. Isak helps it on to Taha, far side. Taha into the penalty area. Beats his man. Puts the cross over the top. It's a goal kick. Good build-up play from Taha Ali. And then just rushed the cross. Snatched at it ever so slightly. Taha Ali just put it out for a goal kick to the Dutch. Just his third international appearance this for Taha Ali. Plays his football in Sweden for Malmo. Dutch come forward, looking for a fifth. Cup minus. Till is out on this left wing. He has a chance. Memphis Depay. Depay shoots. Oh, he scored! There is a fifth. It's Crescencio Somerville who's picked out the bottom corner. The Dutch have got a nap here in Houston. 89 minutes on the clock. Crescencio Somerville was on the score sheet against Japan. He's on the score sheet here against Sweden. In the shadow of 90 minutes, the Dutch have added a fifth. Sweden are adding a 5-1 loss to their 5-1 win. Till turns it round the corner. Gakpo helps it on to Crescencio Somerville, and Somerville drives towards the edge of the penalty area, and from 19 yards out, low right-footed shot beyond the despairing dive of Christopher Nordfeldt. A sixth goal of the afternoon here. It's Netherlands 5, Sweden 1. Crescencio Somerville kisses the television camera. Sweden are down and out here in the Lone Star State. This has been a 5-star performance from the Netherlands. We are into 5 minutes of stoppage time. Substitution for the Dutch. Cody Gakpo has been replaced for this period of stoppage time. He is off. Cody Gakpo has been replaced by the number 17 for the Netherlands. 17 is Lang. So Lang is on. Sweden still come forward. Edge of the penalty area, shot from Yorkerish. Left hand side, Gudmundsson, Zanelli, and Langer. Ali's out there, cross comes in straight at the goalkeeper. It was Gudmundsson this time we put the cross in, but that one was too close to Bart Verbruggen. Netherlands serving notice here of their intention to get involved in this tournament. A little bit passive, a little bit underwhelming against Japan. Questions asked of Ronald Koeman. But no such problem here this afternoon. Netherlands have battered Sweden 5-1. We played 2 minutes of the 5. The Dutch might not be done with yet. Van Hekke. Vries into Sweden territory. Looking for Somerville. Couldn't find him. Gudmundsson's just put it out. Bit of a tired clearance from Gabe Gudmundsson. A sea of orange now around this Houston stadium as the Dutch fans rise to celebrate this. A few pockets of Swedish supporters getting involved. Sweden have made a substitution. Gudmundsson's gone off. Gudmundsson replaced by Elliot Stroud. The number 24 for Sweden. Throw in right down by the far corner flag. Somerville's gone down holding his face. We don't need this at 5-1 with 2 minutes of stoppage time to play. Oh, Michael Oliver is beckoning on the medical staff. Somerville just got a little kind of a shin in the face off Zanelli. Totally accidental, nothing too much in it. He will be absolutely fine in a few seconds. The Dutch, 4 points they'll be on now after this. They will head to the top of the group. Japan will be looking to join them on 4 points later on when they take on Tunisia. And on the back of this result, Tunisia will not be without hope either. Three points will give them something to play for going into match day 3. Sweden still come forward, far side. Ali. Elanga on the overlap. Ali drifts across the edge of the penalty area. Takes one touch too many. Netherlands get the challenge in it. Breaks to Bergval. Bergval finds Jokeres. Bergval goes on the overlapping run. Picks it up. Back into Jokeres again. Jokeres has to turn away. Cross comes in by Lager Bielke. And Virgil van Dijk swings a left foot at it. Ball goes over his own crossbar. And as the clock hits 45, this should be the last action of the year. Crescencio Somerville, by the way, still down. Getting treatment behind that corner flag. Opposite end to where the game's going on without him. This will be the last action of the match. Left-footed corner. Headers won, and Bart Verbruggen, as he has done all day,